So picture this. You're sitting in a really dimly lit room. The night is completely quiet, and you've all gathered around for a chilling bedtime story. Today, we're diving into a classic, seriously spooky piece of folklore called The Witch's Treasure, or Chudail Kakajana. Let's step into the dark together and see what kind of secrets this tale actually holds.
Right, so our story kicks off in this beautiful, completely peaceful village. It's the kind of setting that feels incredibly safe, At least until one stubborn young boy speaks up. And this right here, brilliantly illustrates how so many great folk legends begin, with someone pushing the boundaries. Among a group of kids just eagerly waiting for a story, this one boy relentlessly demands, "I want to hear the terrifying story of the witch today." It's a demand that basically sets the stage for a tale that, as we'll see, probably should never have been told out loud.
And the storyteller in our narrative isn't just anyone. She's a wise grandmother, pushing 90 years old. She's lived a long life, knows the village lore inside and out, and is, well, extremely reluctant to share this specific dark legend with the children. She fears, and honestly quite reasonably, that this ghost story is going to fill their innocent minds with absolute terror. But the kids, totally led by that one stubborn boy, just keep insisting. So eventually, she relents, and the chilling bedtime story begins.
She transports her listeners, and us by extension, deep within a dense forest to this isolated, cursed hill. Sitting right at the top of this hill is a small, decaying ruin. But this isn't just some empty, abandoned building. No, it is the domain of a terrifying Chudail, a dreaded witch straight out of local folklore. The grandmother paints this super vivid picture of the haunting setting, instantly shifting the vibe from a cozy village room to a place of total isolation and really impending dread.
So you're probably wondering, why is the witch even there? Well, she's guarding something. Hidden inside this ruin is an unimaginably massive treasure. We're talking a massive hoard of gems, diamonds, pearls, you name it. But to protect all this wealth, the witch doesn't just use locked doors or traditional traps. Now what's really interesting here is how the witch actually weaponizes fear itself as a lock and key. She creates this unnatural, overwhelming atmosphere of pure dread that just permeates the entire forest, making sure absolutely no one dares to come near.
Enter our protagonist, a simple woodcutter. Completely unaware, or maybe just super desperate, he wanders deep into the central part of the forest looking for firewood. He actually spots an abundance of perfectly dry kindling scattered right near the ruins. Thinking he's struck gold, he steps closer and climbs the stairs of the ruins. And right there, he encounters a giant wooden door, featuring the most breathtaking, beautiful craftsmanship he's literally ever seen. The exact moment he touches this door, he feels this hypnotic, intoxicating sensation. It's like an unseen force is just calling him inside. Caught in a total trance, he crosses the threshold.
The sight that greets him inside, it instantly blinds him with its sheer magnitude. He is standing in front of an impossible fortune. There are these huge clay pots just practically overflowing with ancient gold coins known as a sharfice. Blinding piles of jewels, diamonds, just endless wealth everywhere. The poor woodcutter has never seen anything like this in his entire life. The sheer mesmerizing power of all this overwhelming wealth takes over completely. And for just a fleeting, fatal second, he entirely forgets the terrifying atmosphere of the forest right outside. And then, boom, the trap slams shut. The giant wooden door seals tight behind him. Violent winds instantly start whipping through the chamber. The panicked woodcutter actually has to grab a nearby pillar just to survive the gale. And in that chaotic, swirling darkness, the dreaded witch reveals her true, terrifying form. The pure horror of it is just so overwhelming that the poor man instantly faints, completely swallowed whole by the dark. When the woodcutter finally opens his eyes, a full night has actually passed. But get this, the ruins are completely gone. He's surrounded only by dense trees, completely disoriented, having absolutely no idea how he ended up back out in the middle of the woods. But as he reaches into the pocket of his kurta, his fingers brush against cold, hard metal. He pulls out a single solid gold coin. He is absolutely thrilled.
I mean, he thinks to himself, not only did he survive an encounter with a terrifying witch, but he escaped with enough wealth to cover his expenses. He's ecstatic, fully believing he just won the ultimate prize.
Okay, so here's the crucial point. What happens next? He makes this frantic, joyous return to his village. He doesn't even bother bringing the firewood he originally went to collect in the first place. He bursts into his home, shouting excitedly, trying to tell his family the whole shebang, the ruins, the witch, the gold coin. But here is where the story turns ice cold. His family offers absolutely zero reaction. Nothing. They just keep going about their day as if the room is completely empty. He shouts louder and louder, wondering why on earth no one is listening to his incredible story.
Frustrated, confused, he walks over to a nearby clay pot of water just to wash his face. He dips his hands in, but he can't feel a single drop of water. He touches nothing. The chilling realization washes over him in absolute silence. He is entirely disconnected from the physical world. He has to ask himself a horrifying question. Has he become completely invisible? Or did he actually die in that ruined chamber of the witch? He's a silent ghost, trapped with a completely useless piece of gold.
Now, at this exact horrifying moment in the narrative, the grandmother's voice just stops. We snap forcefully back out of the folktale and into the real world, right back to that dimly lit room in the village. It turns out while the grandmother was spinning this masterful, super suspenseful yarn, the kids had all drifted off to sleep. So the grandmother begins gently waking them up, shaking them from their slumber. But as the children slowly open their eyes, a wave of absolute dread completely fills the room. Because inside the closed fist of every single child who had been sleeping is a solid, cold gold coin. Exactly like the one from the story. And the horror doesn't even stop there. The grandmother looks around the room frantically. She searches every single corner, but one child is missing. The stubborn little boy who demanded to hear the terrifying story of the witch. He has completely vanished without a trace. The grandmother desperately searches everywhere, but he is gone forever. He's remembered only in the village as the mysterious boy. And that leaves us and the children of that village with a lingering, deeply unsettling question. Where did the mysterious boy actually go? Was he taken by the witch as the price for the story being told? Or did the story itself literally become a reality? It's a brilliant, really haunting ending that shows the true power of folklore. Thank you so much for joining me on this chilling explainer today. Keep questioning, keep learning, and maybe, just maybe, be careful what stories you ask for in the dark.